But yeah, moving to the main event, that was anything but disappointing.
I was slightly disappointed in the very last round. In the very last,
I can't be mad at you for that.
Yeah, I was like, this didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go at the end, but all the way, man, that was a great fight.
Yeah,
that was a great fight.
Two guys. I mean, we mentioned it before, but that are right there, and it shows. Even with 2 knockdowns, how close the scorecards were. I will say before we go into giving Josh Taylor a lot of credit, which he deserves, when Ramirez is throwing his hands, he is one of the most fun fighters to watch in boxing.
Yeah.
Like when he is throwing, I was sitting there, I was like, damn, this is fun to watch. Like he'd kind of back Josh up towards the ropes, and all of a sudden he's throwing these punches in. I wasn't getting like SP, but I was like, okay, wait a second. Like, is he gonna knock him out here? And then, so that it was a fun matchup, but yeah.
He's got to throw more.
Yeah.
And moving forward.
Yeah.
But I said it when we first started the show, and people are going to start to see just how much more this thing, or how mental this thing really is. It's funny because a little move of the glove will make you hesitate. A little shake of the shoulders will make you hesitate. A little move of the feet will make you hesitate or make you second guess yourself and things like that. And so while we're saying he's got to throw more, he's exciting when he throws. When he throws, I'm standing up. I get. Yeah. I'm standing up. He really is that kind of fighter. It's just something about the way that he fights when he uses his hands. And I just think that he established his pace in the second round. And I thought we were going to get more of that. And then it was like, there were rounds where he knew, like, there was a sense of urgency. And then there were other rounds where he didn't have that sense of urgency. And then Josh got the upper hand in terms of being able to move. He wants to move the way he wants to move and get into the rhythm that he got into, throughout the fight. And I just think that the deciding factor there was that Jose was either seeing something or not seeing what he wanted to see that wouldn't allow him to just punch. And the interesting thing about that is you can't tell a guy, just punch, just let your hands go. Like, this ain't the amateurs no more. There's always something coming back, or the guy's always moving away and taking the range and distance away. And then the next time you try it, he's right there with the counter. I mean, there's just so many things that can happen. And while this dude, Jose Ramirez, was there practically every single round from beginning to end. And I mean, I gave him a lot of rounds. I think I gave Josh more rounds than Jose, minus the knockdowns. I think that minus the knockdowns, it may have been close to a draw. Josh would have pulled it out by maybe 2 rounds tops. But I think that Jose coming back, I think he'll be just fine. I think he knows what he was in the ring against. I think that this is one he's going to have to take on the chin. And I think that, and I think that moving forward, I think that he should definitely look to rematch Josh Taylor. I don't think Josh did anything that really exposed Jose Ramirez or showed that Jose was any less than everything we thought he was. This was really good against really good, and the really good ended up being really, really good just last night.
Oh, I'm getting a little lag. Okay, good.
I was like, dang, I'm gonna let Zytel jump in and cook for a second. He's just like,
I'm gonna pray for his Wi-Fi from now on.
Well, but to be fair to Josh, part of why Jose couldn't keep those hands going, and he got off to a good start in this fight, was, again, in that 6th round, he walks right into that monster left hand Josh has. Ben Davison and Lee Wiley.
And Carson, you know what I did when he landed that punch?
Oh yeah,
he was over the mouth.
I mean, he drilled him with that and the left uppercut. And after those 2 knockdowns, the fight was not over. We still had a spirited fight after that, but the fight was over. Josh had the fight won at that point. He, it reminded me of when you're a team going on the road for a playoff game, and in the first quarter or so, the team's just going to come out with tons of energy, and you're going to have to weather that storm. Or in basketball, you're going to have to weather that early, 20-8 run. until you could work yourself. And that's what Josh Taylor did, is those Mexican fans were roaring for, those fans, they don't just cheer. They roar like it's the Roman Coliseum. They want blood. And they thought they were getting it early. And Josh weathered the storm. And I think in the first 10 seconds of the sixth, he just drilled him, walked him right into a left hand. And what, I picked this fight incorrectly. I had Ramirez winning. He did a lot of the things I thought he could do, but he got beat by a better fighter, a better man that night. But as the whole thing was, as I was heading into Saturday night, I'm like, I don't even know why I'm picking Ramirez at this point, because everything in the mental warfare pointed to Taylor. It was, I know Bernard Hopkins might have been sitting somewhere appreciating it, because Josh Taylor's mental warfare was perfect. Ramirez he told us after the press conference, I guess he's not a gentleman. And I'm thinking to myself, no, I think he may be a gentleman. It's just, it's fight time. And he wasn't obliging Ramirez, hey, it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. We both train. No. I'm coming here to fuck you up, and I'm going to win this fight.
Right.
And that carried into the ring. Even there was foreshadowing in the fourth round. There was a time Ramirez got hit in the back of the head, and he looks at the ref, and Josh jumped right on him.
Yeah.
And that was indicative of the difference in mentality all night. Josh was going to take every shot he could get. Ben Davison said he's a spiteful fighter. He was more spiteful than Jose Ramirez. So, from the movement, everything he did with his left hand was beautiful. Sometimes he'd sweep it to the body. And it wasn't like he threw an authoritative jab. He did enough with his front hand to get the distance all the time and walk him into the left hand or measure it. But the main takeaway for me was, man, I should have seen this coming with Josh's mental game was just so on point, man. And nothing but credit to him.
That first knockdown reminded me a little bit of Floyd and Ricky Hatton with the little check hook, and then Ricky Hatton fell into the corner. Obviously a less powerful and like monumental moment, but it just reminded me of that, where it's like you're just like a little kid. You're like, come on.
And the second knockdown reminded me of Mayweather Gotti. When Floyd for a moment had his hand on Gotti's head, and then Gotti looks up to complain at the ref, and boom, he gets nailed. And protect yourself at all times.
Right. Shout out to Victor Ortiz, wherever you're at.
And
Ortiz too, right? Ortiz and Gotti,
Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what you saw, because I know you did. What you need to do now, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit that notification button. Check us out every week, every Tuesday, something new for you right here on the Porter Way Podcast.